Happy Friday, boys and girls, and welcome back to Sports and Other Things of the Sorts. I am Lucas Stein, and it is time to rank WWE theme songs. This episode combines two things I love very much, music and wrestling. If you did not know, the theme songs for every single episode are performed by me. No auto-tune, no nothing like that. And, of course, I've expressed this before, I love professional wrestling. So to combine the two brings me so much joy. Before we go any further, be sure to click that follow button or the subscribe button. I'm contractually obligated to say that. And always be respectful. And now, introducing the first special guest on this podcast, the best guest I could get for $0. Here is my least favorite brother, Colin Stein. Yay! Colin, how are you?
Good.
Okay, this will be a tough one to record. All right, Colin. So today we are ranking our top 5 favorite WWE theme songs because I'm sure you don't pay attention to AEW that much. Am I correct?
Yes.
I also don't pay attention to AEW that much. Not that I don't like AEW, it's just not my style. Okay? No one's allowed to get mad at me anymore. All right, Colin, would you like to go first or do you want me to go first?
I would like you to go first.
All right. I am going to go first. I'm going to start with some honorable mentions. I'm going to blow by these without much description because they're not the important ones. I have 3 honorable mentions. I have Michelle McCool's theme song, which I was reminded of when it was announced that she would be a Hall of Famer, and it's a bop. I have Batista's theme song. That's a banger, as Sheamus would say. And then I have Judgment Day's theme song, which is an absolute banger. I've grown to like it very, very much, but it's not worthy of my top 5. Colin, how do you feel about those honorable mentions?
Those are good. I don't know Michelle McCool's theme song or Batista's theme song.
You're making this really tough to continue this podcast. I'm going to crash out. All right. Anyways, coming in at number 5, I have Kurt Angle's theme song. That song, when the trumpets start blaring and the snare hits, always makes me jump out of my seat as a musician and as a wrestling fan because I know who's coming out. That's one of the most important things, obviously. And then, of course, the "You Suck" chants that go along with it. The audience always perfectly in tune and always having a blast doing the "You Suck" chants. Colin, any input on that theme song?
I got in trouble for saying "you suck."
That's not about... I'm moving on because I'll get angry if I don't. All right, at number 4... I have John Cena's theme song. The recent one, not the Thugonomics one. Not that I don't like it. I haven't heard it enough. I grew up with the most recent one, the one you hear when he comes out now. I used to know the whole rap. I am not a rapper by any means. Can you confirm that?
He's not a rapper.
I'm not a rapper, but gosh darn it, if I couldn't rap that, I'd be upset. Because it's an absolute banger, as Sheamus would say. Colin, how do you feel about the placement of that theme song?
4th. I like it.
Colin, I understand that it was 4th. I put it at 4th because I wanted it to be at 4th. I can't do this. At number 3, this is where I think I'll lose people. At number 3, Stone Cold's theme song. Colin didn't understand what I was doing when I did the glass break. Okay? It's a pretty simple theme song. It doesn't have too many differences. It's just and then glass breaks every once in a while. But gosh darn it. WrestleMania 38, WrestleMania 30, or literally any time he appears on WWE TV now, the second that glass breaks, the roof flies off of the stadium. And I think that's arguably cooler than the actual theme song. And I think that's honestly what pushes it to number 3, because it's not necessarily a better song than the other ones, in my opinion, but it's still really cool to see Stone Cold walking out with that power. Colin, when I said Stone Cold at number 3, you made a face at me. What are your thoughts?
His song's not really that good. It's more just the wrestler that people like.
Okay. I think that's kind of what I said. Not really, but kind of. Elaborate a little.
It's a very repetitive song, and it gets boring after a little bit. But Stone Cold Steve Austin, he doesn't get boring.
I think that's a fair statement. Doesn't change my opinion on where I put the song. At number 2, I have one of the most underrated bands of all time. Living Colour's Cult of Personality for CM Punk is an absolute banger, and it could not be the theme song for anybody else other than CM Punk. CM Punk is the most polarizing figure in all of sports entertainment. He's had backstage problems, maybe, or maybe he's always been right about the backstage problems. Who knows? But gosh darn it, he's fantastic on the mic, he's fantastic in the ring, and his theme song is by one of the best bands of all time, one of the most underrated bands. I don't even think Cult of Personality is Living Colour's best song, but it's still a really, really, really good song. Colin, I know you don't like CM Punk. How do you feel about the placement of Cult of Personality?
No, the theme song's great. The theme song's the best thing about CM Punk. I used to hate the theme song. I like the theme song now.
All right. I still disagree with you on hating CM Punk, but you know what? You like the song, and that's about as much as I'm probably going to get out of you. All right. Time for the one that everybody cares about. My number 1 spot. You think you know me? Do you get it?
No.
All right, whatever. It's Edge's theme song. Metalingus is a great song, and I think my biggest reason for liking the song is not only is Alter Bridge a fantastic band, not only is Miles Kennedy a great singer, but Edge coming out to it when he returned at the Royal Rumble is one of the greatest memories in my head of that theme song. And Edge's face when he kind of walks through the smoke and looks around, like he's on the verge of tears. That is why that song is number 1. That's what pushes it to the top. It was already one of my favorites to begin with, but when I saw his return at the Royal Rumble, chills. Absolute chills. Colin?
I love Edge's theme song. I was not into WWE when he returned at the Royal Rumble. I was not paying attention at that point, but I do remember what you're talking about because I've seen clips of that over and over. I even listened to Metalingus at school one time, pulled up Audio Mac.
All right, he went off the rails. And that is my top 5. The greatest top 5 list of all time, kind of like the greatest women's United States champion of all time. My president, Miss Chelsea Green. But now we'll move on to the inferior sitting to my right, Colin. Do you have honorable mentions?
I do.
Perfect. Say them.
First, AJ Styles.
Wait. The one that everybody likes or the new one that they tried to give to him?
Not the new one that they tried to give to him. I hated that.
Okay, good. Everyone hated that one.
I was so happy when they changed it back. Next, Roman Reigns.
Which one? Like the Shield one or the kind of newer one or the one when he was Universal Champion?
I like the one when he was Universal Champion the most, but the new one isn't too bad either. I don't know what his Shield theme song was.
Oh, whatever. I'm not even going to get into that. I'll talk for 10 minutes.
My last honorable mention is John Cena.
The new one? Like the one he uses now? Okay. I'm just making sure because you still have the Thugonomics theme song, which is great, by the way. I'm not talking trash to it. But all right. I'm going to shut up, hopefully, for a little bit. And Colin, please start your top 5 list.
All right. Number 5. Booyaka, booyaka. 619. I got Rey Mysterio.
Any words for that one?
That was the only theme song I knew 10 years ago. And I listened to it for like 5 years after that.
I mean, it is good. It's not a bad theme song. I don't think it's top 5, but it's not a bad theme song.
Then my number 4 is Becky Lynch's theme song. I like that one because it's got the crowd interaction part where they can sing with it. And then it's got its own like guitar riff part.
Okay. So, if crowd interaction is the reason why Becky Lynch is at number 4, I can only imagine that Sami Zayn appears on this list. And I'm not going to look at you because I don't want you to give it away with a smile or something like that. But I can only guess that Sami Zayn appears in the top 3. All right, continue.
Number 3, I think, is a little more underrated. And I didn't realize how much I liked it until they changed their theme song and then changed it back pre-WrestleMania 40. The Street Profits.
The Street Profits is a good one. That gets me hype. I'll say that much. All right.
Number 2, The Viper, Randy Orton.
You know what? I was between putting that on the list or in honorable mentions because it's so good. It's on my playlist. It's actually one of the ones on my playlist, and some of the ones in my list aren't even on my playlist, so if that tells you anything. But I like that pick. That's number 2, right?
Yeah. I have that one on my playlist as well as my top 1.
All right. Now for the moment everyone has been waiting for because it means the episode's almost over. Colin, what is your number 1 pick?
My number 1 pick goes to the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Nice. Good one. Anything else?
About what?
Oh my. All right. Colin, thank you for coming on the podcast today and sharing your top 5. Let's go through one more time and give the people a shortened version of our top 5. At number 5, I had Kurt Angle's theme song. At number 4, I had John Cena's theme song from The Present. At number 3, I had Stone Cold's theme song. At number 2, it was Cult of Personality, CM Punk's theme song. And at number 1, it was Edge's theme song. Colin, what is your top 5?
Number 5, I have Rey Mysterio. Number 4, I have Becky Lynch. Number 3, I have the Street Profits, the current one, not the old one that nobody liked. Number 2, Voices, Randy Orton. And number 1, Kingdom by Downstate, Cody Rhodes.
All right. Thank you, Colin, for coming on the podcast. I appreciate it. I didn't enjoy it, but I do appreciate it. And next week, I do not know what I'm going to talk about. It might be something about baseball. It might be something about shot put. I don't know. Let me figure it out, and I'll get back to you next Friday. For now, I'm Lucas Stein. That was Colin Stein. He makes me angry, and I'll see you next Friday. What?
Seems like we finished the story.
The second this episode ends, like the second I press stop recording, I'm going to hurt you. You have 3 seconds. 3, 2, what? Here here's a little post-credit scene for you. I didn't actually hurt him. I wouldn't do that. But the threat of it stops him from bugging me for at least 30 minutes. Okay? Okay. I'll see you next week.